Hello YouTube, it's your boy Sean Matry here, and I did very good this KC Cup. I am very proud of myself. This is like my second or third best performance. I went in with a bad neck, and I barely played on Friday. I remember I told you guys I wasn't going to play the KC Cup at all. Next KC Cup, I'll tell you what exactly my plans are. I've spoken to a few of my friends, really close friends within the community. I also want to give congratulations at the end, but let's start off with this. First, we got 180th Global, which is very good. We played a bit of Shira at the end, but we mainly played TG, and I'm going to teach you guys, I have a video on it that teaches you the combo and everything, but I want to show you guys some absolutely insane replays from it. 180th Global is really good. Like, in the top 200 Global, there are so many really good players. I know Zeta was up here, Solfefnir, who plays in tournaments, Yasil, who is like one of the best Tachyon pilots around. I played so many top tier players in this cup at this range. So like being at 180 global around these players proves to me that, and what I've done top 4 in tournaments, that I have really good potential to get the top 100, but also very, very top tier right now. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing that Steven did for you guys. I'm gonna tell you how I got into Yu-Gi-Oh. I can tell you as well why I'm so passionate, why I played, why I didn't give up on the KC Cup, and why I have a lot of fight in me. Basically, I started out in Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. I played at 9 years old when one of my ex-friends scammed me out of Time Wizard. Yeah, that actually happened. I never knew Time Wizard was a good card when the Joey structure came out. Anyway, time passed. I played at a lot of locals and regionals. I played a lot of like Rat Box. I played through GX era. Actually, my first GX deck was Gladiator Beast. Believe it or not, that was my first deck that I really got into in the GX era. I played some Monarchs. And I played some zombies, but that was one of my first real GX decks I got into. I actually went to a locals, and huge shout out to you guys if you guys watch my videos, and I really want to start talking to you guys. But Hurricane Collectibles, which is now Modesty Comics, out there. I know you guys stopped by my stream once, and that was insane. A huge part of my childhood. I went there, and I started playing Red Eye Zombie with a really good friend of mine at the time named Sam. Not Red Eye Zombie, fucking hell. Just Zombie with Zombie World Control. That was the first deck I played. And then, that was just like a deck that, I felt really good about. I enjoyed playing there. I had my first mat and whatever. And then after that, I kind of, dipped out of the scene for a bit after I played regionals and stuff as a kid. Because, like, Teledab was a deck that came out and became ridiculously expensive for me to play the game. Because that deck cost like $1,000. And as a kid who didn't have, like, working money coming in, dropping 1K was just not feasible, right? To live a normal life, to realistically, play the game and live a normal life and be in school, couldn't really drop $1,000. But I eventually got into playing Blackwing, but after I played Blackwing in 5D's era, I kind of dipped out of the game for a bit and went to the online scene, because that's when I went to college for the first time. And when I played on the online scene of the game, that's when things got kind of crazy for me. And I started getting a lot of tops online. For example, I played Hat back in the day. I did very good. I did very well on Hat, Hands, Artifacts, Trap Tricks, but that wasn't really my star decks. Okay. I did get like top 200 global on Dueling Network. I was always in the top rankings. But where I really started to thrive was on 2 decks, Shadow and BA. BA, you guys have seen me play it in Duel Links. BA, I did really, really good on in the TCG. I am a Dante advocate, and I was very prepared for it when it came out in the game. Burning Abyss was one of the first decks I got very competitive on, because I love the deck's playstyle. I love how you can grind out your opponent. It's truly one of my favorite decks of all time. So like TCG wise, and I know this video was a little bit long, but you're going to have to bear with me because I got a little bit more of a story to go for you, was one of my favorite games of all time, like to play Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss I did so well with. I think like I was like 16th in all the rankings on Yugioh Pro at the time, which is insane. with BA because I was just like literally destroying everyone in like a side deck format and in best of one. Because they had like, it's almost like a Casey Cup how it used to run because it was like yellow based and it kept going. So like you would drop down at certain points. If you went up, you went down. I was like at the highest rankings with Burning Abyss. If I could show you my BA, I could at one point, I guess, and make a video on it. But, you know, Burning Abyss was one of my favorite decks of clearly of all time. And playing the mirrors are truly fun and exciting. Okay. So after Burning Abyss, after Arc V era, I kind of played in all those metas. I played in Pepe meta. I played in Dragon Road meta even way back in the day. And then the final deck that I really did really well on was a deck called Zephyr Dino Pendulum, which I got in the TCG. I was like 9th on Yugioh Pro at the time with it. It was insane because I was taking out full powered Zodiac at the time, which was the best deck. It was tier 0. That's how I know about all these different decks. And I took out True Draco, which I hate with a passion. So every time I see that deck in Master Duel, I want to kick it in the balls. Because that deck played like infinite amount of floodgates. It was a pain in the ass. And then you had Master. We didn't have Masterpiece legal in Master Duel, but it was legal then. And it was like one of the most annoying cards to play through. But I got so passionate at the game and I wanted to go pro. Basically, I like to be the best thing in everything I do. A few years down the road, Duel Links came out, and I got so passionate toward Duel Links, and Duel Links came out, and I said, "Ooh, let's play this game." So I played Duel Links, I logged in, and I used to watch, when I first came into the game, was YT Dan, and I used to watch YT Dan when it first came out, Decade, and this all leads up to something, don't worry about it, Decade and Guns Blazing. So I watched them for a bit on time to time with Shady Penguin, and I used to play a bit off stream. I really didn't play too much because, like I said, it was a college student and it was busy with a lot of different things. And, you know, getting the COG at the time wasn't that important for me. After that, I stopped watching these. I didn't stop watching these streamers, but I was looking for someone who was a little bit more local to what I was trying to see. I go onto YouTube, and there's this guy named Stephen Freshion with one view. I was like, "Ooh, let me check this guy out." And it was the funniest thing out. And then, you know, we got to talking. We became really close friends. And I said, "This guy is a really, really fun streamer." And, you know, he used to stream on his phone. It was the funnest stream to be in because it was really local to me, and it was somebody that I could communicate with. Not that I couldn't communicate with these guys, but, you know, when you got like 400 or 500 viewers in, you know, you're not really the one, you know, you can't really focus on the individual people in your community. So, you know, throughout the time we grew and we became really close. Now we view ourselves as brothers and just see each other every year, and we always talk to each other all the time. And I could have never imagined one day on YouTube you'd meet one of your best friends, but like we both managed to do that, and that's absolutely incredible. Someone who will support you through thick and thin, no matter what. That's absolutely incredible. But, you know, I got to sitting there, and I eventually did super well in multiple Casey Cups. Me and Steven rocked it in the BA Cup. I did well in the Odd Eyes Orcus Cup. I got Crystron. I remember, like, when I played against him with Crystron and Shira, like, that was the absolute most insane thing I ever did. Like, our Crystron, Shira. Crystron Shira too, but Crystron Super Heavy was insane. Like, back, forth. You could tell, like, when you saw two players at the, like, top tier level. It's like, I guess if you guys have ever watched Dragon Ball Z, you see two gods of destruction battling and just both planets going back and forth. Because at that time, you were watching two players who had extreme knowledge of the game, and it was just a matter of who managed to outplay the other at the time. And it was just insane to watch. Or who got, you know, the better draw late in the game. But it was just insane to watch. Yeah. But I've done so well before. I was like, in Odd Eyes Orcus, I was like 43rd most of the Casey Cup. And now, just to wrap things up, why am I determined the way I'm determined? Well, I'm determined the way I'm determined is because I have a lot of fight in me. I get that from Steven. I like to think I get that from Steven. I get that for myself because I really want to be the best at anything I can be in. That's the way I am at school, which is why I'm a straight A student. Sorry. My oats today. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I do get a lot. I do get straight A's in like 90% of my classes that I'm in because I'm studying. I'm dedicated. I really want to do well, and I want to be somebody. I want to be a role model and an example to you guys. That's why I'm so passionate about everything. That's why I cry on stream because, you know, I'm passionate. When you're passionate and you want to do well, and you've had a life of people saying you won't be good enough, it does tend to, you know, rain down on you a bit. And when people drop you compliments and give you the respect, I can't tell you, ever since I played in KC Cups, and I've gotten so many, I gotten like a ton of invites from teams, but it's not even invites, it's the compliments saying that, Sean, I love the way you play. I'm just so grateful for you to be in the community. That really makes a mark on somebody. Okay, last thing, I promise you, last thing. I absolutely promise you, last thing. Okay, so this video doesn't end up being an hour long. I want to give a huge congratulations to my boy Steven for getting top 100. That is not an easy achievement, and if you think it's one, then you are... I don't want to curse on the stream, so I'm not going to do it. But, that's insane. Like, he accomplished, from me saying this, and if you guys don't believe him for some reason, you guys got to listen to me, that this is one of his biggest streams of all time. Watching him throughout years and years of when I thought he should have had it already, this is one of the biggest streams he's had of all time, and there's been nothing more that I've seen him be more dedicated to in his whole entire life. Like, this is huge for him. It's insane. Like, dude, insane job. Like, you played some of the best Yu-Gi-Oh that you've ever did this week. Like, coming from your brother and best friend, I am very proud of you. Words I can't even think of to say more than proud, but, like, I can't think of any more compliments at the moment. To say, mainly because it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm recording this video half asleep at the wheel. But I am very proud of you, and you know I am. So, you know, absolutely insane job, bro. Really good stuff. Getting your silver. Okay, so anyway, that's my story. That's my backing of playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That's how I got into being a really top tier player. I'm gonna show you guys some replays of when I played TGs. This is another person who was top 100 most of the time. Why are we going out of order? I am currently going out of order for some reason. And I'm not going to play music like I normally do. You're gonna hear my voice and you're gonna like it today. So let's go on about TG. And let me explain the plays I make. Okay. So the one thing you need to know about TG is it's an instant OTK going second against Sky Striker. And I'm going to teach you how to do it because some people don't approach it right. And then they lose to Sky Striker and think it's a bad matchup. And it's a really good matchup. And you actually have the stupidest play turn one. Turn one is to set a TG with Warwolf in hand. I remember I was talking about this with Steven, Bixie, another person I hold in very high regard, Outlaw, and Dewan, and we're all sitting there saying, what's the best turn one for TG? And my boy Akil. Akil is one of the smartest people I've known, and I'm so glad to work with him on AF. Like, perfect chemistry alongside Steven and everybody else. That's why I love being on Steams with Steven. Not only is he my best friend, but so much, but also great chemistry between me and him. It's like, when you join a team, okay, I'm going off tangent, but when you join a team with him, it's like this. Because we're both our first picks. It's funny. Okay. Alright. So, he goes and summons Ray. Activates Area 0. Chains Ray. He's going to go into Hayate, which I think is a misplay. Let's just shoot Zuko if you can get more spells on the field. Unless he really wants the Kagari, which probably could be the case, but... Alright. 3 back row, and you're saying, we're doomed. Let me tell you something. As a player, and as a player who wants to help you get better, do not doom yourself. See, a lot of players that I know will doom and gloom themselves when they see 3 back row. They'll think they can't win. People come to my stream sometimes will say, Sean, I can't win in this scenario. And the way I teach you how to do this is just calm down. Think out the turn. When you ever approach a turn, before you approach anything in Yu-Gi-Oh, okay? When you approach a turn, think it out. Think out what your hand is, how the turn's gonna go. Don't just go click buttons. You don't have to be a gunslinger of the Wild West. Okay, that does not have to happen here. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna skill. Now, ideally, you want 2 werewolves in this situation because if you have 2 werewolves, you're more apt to play around Shark Cannon. And Shark Cannon is gonna be something I do. Don't look at the deck list on the right side. I never got to update it. So I'm just going to clean it out of here. So, I didn't play the Link. And I know a lot of people are going to look at me like, you just did the unthinkable. And the reason why is TG had so many extra deck options. This list actually got me at the, like I said before, 38K. I was top 100 on day 2. Because I went all the way from 11 to 38 at a 62% rate that day. So we ended up discarding the limited remover. We're going to search for 2. We're going to summon Striker, and then we're going to go in the Warwolf. The very first thing we want to do is we want to make Wonder Magician. That's the very first thing you want to do here. Wonder Magician is crucial to you winning because Wonder Magician is going to allow you to pop a back row. And if they have 2 back row, 90% of the time, you're going to force out a Widow Anchor or Shark Cannons. And at that point, they're kind of really in a bad spot because they know what's coming. We're going to go into Wonder Magician and pop. He goes Shark Cannon and banishes the wolf. And again, that's why I say you want to have that second wolf. There are other ways in Onimaru without it, but this is the best way. Easiest way. Now we're going to make Squire. Now, for those who do not know Squire, who have not played Shiranui, Squire is an untargetable pop. It has 3 effects, and it does trigger them simultaneously. It's very important to know this. They don't trigger at the same time. They trigger simultaneously. Now, unfortunately, for something like against TG, they pop triggers last. So, in an example, if you wanted to pop a monster on the field, you trigger that last, and at that point, then, you couldn't make something like Halberd mistiming. However, everything else does trigger in sequence, if you will. So first you gain the attack, second you pop a back row, and third you pop a monster. However, Squire can also sack herself to gain all 3 effects. And they're all non-targeting, meaning that if my opponent does not respond to the activation, they do not know when I am going to pop. So I'm going to Squire, I'm going to pop. We end up hitting the dead multi-roll. He said a dead back row, but now we make Nightmare Phoenix with Misk and a second Werewolf. So now we pop that, we discard our Ghost Mourner, and now we force out the 3rd back row, the Widow Anchor. So he's going to go ahead and do that. And now we go off. We head back. Oh, and I also want to teach you one other thing. Whenever you see a combination of Misk, Screw Serpent, or Misk Raptor, that's automatically Onimaru. So know that. If you're playing TG in a hyper-competitive event or in a tournament, know that's instant Onimaru. You shouldn't have to think about it. You should know immediately. That's one of the things I tell you about. The simple things you should know. We're going to go into Quantum Cubes Dragon and then into Onimaru, and we win. And then that is game. Shake my hand. Do my laundry, and that is GG. Very, very well beaten through 3 back row there. So the culmination of Nightmare Phoenix, having alongside the Onimaru, and having the Squire Saga helped us win. Now, most of the time, you don't need the Nightmare Phoenix. You end up being Wonder Magician, and the Onimaru is good enough because they have the back row. Now, I don't know what match I watched first, but we're going to click on matches, and hopefully we don't go into the same match. So, the main thing there is to know that most of the time, Wonder Magician and Squire Saga are enough. Hence, if you have the second 7 in the extra deck, that's better off for you, because then it helps you make Onimaru a lot easier. Otherwise, you would go Phoenix into level 5 if you only have 1 level 7 in the extra. Because the extra's tight, so everyone's list is going to be different. Okay. Blue Eyes. Now, crazy enough, you'd rather go second in this matchup rather than go first, which a lot of people are going to look at me like, you have Albert Cannon, you want to negate the summon. And the answer to that is they run 3 melodies, they have text to deal with going second. And they're going to get smart. They're not just going to summon. A good player is not going to summon their blue eyes into you. Okay, that's not going to happen. All right, and expect you not to negate it with Halberd Cannon. They could set it. All right, they could play for the long game. So they're not just going to give up on you. You got to be thinking five-headedly. All right, so he goes Melody. Going to summon Alt. He's going to summon his blue eyes. He's going to go Battle Chronicle. And he is going to go ahead, make Sanafod, activate the effect. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, and I believe this is the replay where he had a crow in hand. So this would be 4 disruptions. Answer me this now. Don't watch any further and comment below. Do you think I can win this? I could lose. I could say over replay that I lost. But do you think I can win this? I'd be honest, because this is to make you a better player. And then watch. Alright. So we're going to go Warwolf. We're going to activate our skill. Oh, also, I got distracted. I was talking to chat. So if you're wondering why I didn't Ghost Mourner there, that's why. Oh, here's the crow. But it actually worked out better for us. So he crows the Misk. That's 2 disruptions. We got rid of Successor Soul. 2 more to go. Nightmare Phoenix. Out disruption number 3. We had another Misk. We baited him. That's why I baited him the crow. I wanted to see if he had crow and baited out as the last card in his hand. Always thinking ahead. See, the thing with me is I'm always thinking ahead. If I try to read out, the way I play is I try to read out the cards that my opponent could have in their hand ahead of time. I'm always thinking about what my opponent's hand could be. And that will make you so much of a better player. You got to think about what they can do, what their follow-up could be, and what cards in their hand can be. Because you can't think about only the cards that are on the field. You have to think about what's on the field, but you have to think of the hand traps that they could have in hand. Because if you don't think that way, you're going to get surprised by an hand trap, and you're just going to get sacked, and you're going to feel salty. We're going to go in. We can't summon because of Sanafot, so that's disruption number 4. Now we add back. Special summon. Now we can skill for the 2. And Querion's game. 4 disruptions. OTK Blue Eyes through 4 disruptions. Now remember, we didn't have a Lance. We did not have a Blizzard. We did not have... Oh, we had Ghost Mourner, but we didn't use it. That could have literally been any 5th card at that point. And we OTK'd them through Sanafod, Double Back Row, and DD Crow. So keep that in mind. Next replay. Okay, so this was the Sky Striker one. I don't know what is anymore. What's what? Okay, this might be the same one. Or not. Okay, it is the same one. Moving on. This is the same one. Okay. I don't know what. After a while, you don't know what's what anymore. Okay. TG Mira, we're going second. We have the Ghost Mourner, though. Ghost Mourner is very good in the mirror going second. Now we Ghost Mourner. Now keep in mind, if you have Misk in hand, the very first thing you want to do is you always want to Misk, discard the Misk, summon the Raptor, then special the Warwolf into the Gear Zombie. So that way you play around Veiler and Crow. And the reason why you do is not because you have an Omni negate on the field. It's because when Herald of Arclight's on the field, you can't send cards from your hand to the grave. They get banished instead. And Valor and Crow must go to the graveyard, unlike Ghost Mortar. So keep that in mind. So they can't use those. So he goes Herald of Arclight to Omni-negate my spell. Activate the dig. We're going to add. Now, keep in mind what I do here. We're going to skill first. Now, remember, Booster Raptor is a free summon. Keep that in mind. Because now we have a TG on the field. We're going to make Nightmare Phoenix. We're going to pitch our Blizzard, and we're going to pop. Now we swing over Herald. Nightmare Phoenix, making it in the mirror is very good. And you might going to say, how? We didn't want to activate our spell because we know it's going to get Omni-negated. So we just make a Phoenix here. He goes in the Quantum Dragon, puts that back. That's not game. We're hanging in there. We don't give up. And now we're going to kill him. We're going to add Serpent, Warwolf. We're going to summon Screw Serpent into Raptor, into the Star Guardian. Star Guardian, add back the Serpent. Special summon. Into Warwolf. Into Drillfish. We're going to make Hama. Oh, right. This guy also had Ghost Mourner in his hand. So I played around. I had Drillfish here because I knew he had a delay. So I wanted to have Drillfish available. Because Drillfish allows me to play through a Ghost Mortar. So like if he Ghost Mortars my Hama, and I can't go for game. He can't Quantum, by the way, because you can't activate that on his opponent's turn. That does activate. You see how this has a colon next to it in English? This is a colon. Because it has a colon next to it, that means the effect activates. So he can't. We know this game ruling, and we know he can't kill me on this turn. So he can't activate this. So we know he can't bounce back the Quanta of my Hama. So I let him Ghost Mortar me here. I special the Drillfish. And then that way, if I have Drillfish out and he Ghost Mortars my Hama to prevent lethal, I can Drillfish swing and get game. So we play around the delay. GG. Okay. Next we play. And a lot of these players were in the top 100 range when we dueled them. So these are very good players. We're just outthinking them. And doing plays that, like I said, the Nightmare Phoenix is a play that people don't expect. So once you do that, you're going to fool a lot of people. Alright, second in the mirror again. We were winning a lot of duels going second. So he's going to add the Serpent. He's going to add his Raptor. I'm going to space forward through this because you've seen this combo 100 times. He's going to go into the Warwolf and on Herald's Halberd here. Now, he makes a mistake. You never want to summon Star Guardian in the main monster zone. That means in the EMZ. It should be in the main monster zone to go in the Blade Blaster. But he doesn't. Not really that relevant in the mirror, but something you should know to do. Alright, so now we discard... Now, I want to bring something up because I did do something relevant. Notice how Misk is in the grave. You're going to say, Sean, why did you pitch Misk? 90% of you are probably going to think because you don't want to see the delay. No, that is not why. Because what I learned to do in the mirror match, what I learned to do over the several games that I played, is that what you need to know is that Herald of Arclight prevents, like I said before, cards from being sent from hand to graveyard. So what I did is that before they go Herald, I instantly pitch my Misk. That way I have easy access to make a Nightmare Phoenix on turn 2 if I draw into any special summon extender to swing over their Herald. So like if I draw into a Misk plus double Warwolf, I can sit on double Warwolf and I can play through the Godboy without needing any text of Herald Halberd without just instantly scooping to this. So that's something you need to know if you're playing this deck. Make sure you Misk early. And now I can grind him out. I get another... Notice how I search Warwolf here. I swing over his Herald, and then I search my Warwolf. So that way, if I swing over Herald and search the Warwolf, if he goes to summon another body, I have another form of protection on the next turn. If he goes for Hama, it's not going to be game. Hama plus Halberd Cannon is not lethal. So we survive. So he passes, which is fine. But we have Nightmare Phoenix. See, that's the thing. You see this? Look at what he did. He passed here. He made a Hama, and then he's like, oh, wait, no. If I attack, then I'll clear his field. But what he doesn't know is we run Nightmare Phoenix. And because we run Nightmare Phoenix, he's not going to expect the Trident Launcher. He's going to say, yeah, but he can just expect Trident Launcher. No, he's not going to. Because Trident Launcher needs a tuner. So if we leave Double Werewolf and Raptor, he thinks I'm clogged. But if we make Nightmare Phoenix, we ain't clogged anymore. And then this comes right out of nowhere. Now we go for a search. And we have Gear Zombie here. Remember, we have Gear Zombie in the deck. You're going to say, yeah, but he's just going to negate your Screw Serpent. No, not if we search Gear Zombie. We have Wolf on the field. So we search our Gear Zombie. We special summon. We're going to make our Herald. Now this forces out the Halberd. Now we can make plays. Normal our Screw Serpent. Go into the Raptor. Go into the Star Guardian. Activate Star Guardian. Add back the Gear Zombie. Activate our skill. Now we special summon. Activate Star Guardian. Increase with Screw Serpent. Query on GG. Outplayed. So even in a match where he had Herald Halberd, like I said before, we grind it out. We force out his Herald by other means, and then we use the additional bodies to make sure we grind out in the duel. And because we were able to misc early, it gave us a search, and the guaranteed search in the end phase as well. Even if we didn't want to link at that time. So you can see the plays, how I'm thinking things out here, and what I'm thinking ahead about. Alright, this is another Blue Eyes. Again, we're going second. I wonder what this guy opened up. Alright. Alright, sets 2 and passes. Adds the we add the limiter. We're going to discard Misc. Go Striker, Gear Zombie. Striker. Werewolf. Go into Wonder Magician. Pop a back row. Heat Chain Successor Soul, which is fine. Don't panic. Now I Ghost Mourner. You're going to say, ha! You're going to say, ha, Sean, what the heck are you thinking? The reason why is if I Ghost Mourner Querion's game. Because Ghost Mourner will burn him for 1,500 if he leaves the field. Even if he chains Ultimate Fusion. That still leaves the field. But that's never going to come up. We're going to Herald. Revive. Star Guardian. Add back. Skill. Watch. Banish. He chains, but too late. Omni negate. Burn. Game. Remember, Ghost Mourner does burn damage. So what I like to do with Ghost Mourner in this deck is when they special summon their Blue Eyes, I can chain Ghost Mourner, reduce it, and then go for game with Querion. So keep that in mind at all times. Next game. Blue Eyes again. Oh, I think this is blue. No, this might be Gandora. Oh, no, it is. Okay. Again. All these duels were going second. Keep that in mind. This is why I say we prefer to go second. He's got a back rows for us. We go limiter over, whatever. We're going to discard the Misc. We're going to add the Striker and the Serpent. Special. This skill is so good that half the duels against Blue Eyes, sometimes I felt like I was cheating because I could just modify the hand whatever the heck I wanted to be. But it was so cool. So we go ahead and summon this. We're going to summon our Serpent. Bait out the Ultimate Fusion here. We bait it out. That's why we do that. Pops 2. We special summon. Then I hold the Mist Source for the Raptor. If he popped the Serpent, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to get 2 tuners on the field. We go Guardian. Add back. Special the Wolf in attack. Make sure you do that. And that's game. Very easy. Without even having to think about it twice. Alright, one more, because I don't want to keep you guys here for an eternity. This is another Blue Eyes. Like I said, a ton of Blue Eyes here. Mostly Blue Eyes and TG Mirrors. Here we go. Battle Chronicle. Going second. Now, we flip-flop between different texts from time to time, so just keep that in mind. But most of the gameplay has been all the same. Again, Battle Chronicle adds the Suck Soul. 3 back row to Santa Fe. 4 disruptions again. Here's another field with 4 disruptions. Can I OTK this? You saw the last time. 4 disruptions and what it did to us. Now, do you see a Lance in this hand? There is no Lance in this hand. I'm getting no help here. He does not want to suck soul, so he waits. And we get Omni negated. Keep this in mind. We get negated on our spell, so we don't search. So we are down our search. We hit his back row. I want to tell you how amazing I felt after this one. We special summon. Now we make Quantum Dragon. We go Nightmare Phoenix. Pop. Was it Dead Melody? Game. Don't even need the search. We OTK. Well, it's actually 3 because he had a dead back row. But if that was a crackdown, we still could Nightmare Phoenix it and still win. So that could have been a crackdown and made it 4 disruptions. No search. No nothing. And we still OTK them. No search. No nothing. That's why I'm telling you TG is amazing going second in the Blue Eyes. That's why we want to go second. We outplayed him. Okay, so that's my video. I hope you liked it. I don't want to show anymore because we'd be here for 2 hours and I don't want the video going that long. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, huge shout out, congrats to Steven. I am also really proud of myself. Bad neck, didn't play much day 1. Top 200 global, very proud of myself. And yeah. That's going to be it for now. Until next time, it's your boy Sean Matrai signing out. Peace. Bye, YouTube.